interesting concept today. This has to do with the, there's a break from the original intended target information for the past like 3 weeks that I've been trying to work with. It's about the original title holders of Earth, of the resources, the property, the experiences and existence on the surface. The reality of this place is information, knowledge, and energy. And so there really aren't things, but there are specific, stabilized, sustaining or sustained differences between higher and lower, such and so forth, inner, outer, and the surface level of Earth is considered a complete environment, it's physical dimension. There is an original created being, or it's a life form that comes from, basically you have multiple layers of the universe, a spectrum of energy, a scale, a gradient, like a harmonic overtone, something, and you have the very most high. The most high contains the information, the energy in one single, infinitely solidified or unified point, but it's more of a core that the whole system contains. All the information is like a blueprint. Humans, the original humans, they start up here and come down to the physical plane and exist and return to it. The created beings that are not actually humans, they're subhumans, they're a mix of machine, technology, and animal DNA to create a humanoid entity that appears to be human. It's a fake human. Something wanted to infiltrate this realm and use humans as a generator. They basically, that's getting weird, deja vu. That's oh, it's so bad. Like times, this is how it's like holding up a mirror and looking, or a camera up to a mirror, and the screen is showing, so you get like the walls within walls or whatever. So imagine me long ago seeing this video being shown to me, and then having a feedback loop of me seeing the video there and seeing the experience, because the technology works both ways. You get the experience as well. And now here, having the experience and seeing the memory of having the experience, and you get like this crisscross of a hypercube. That's how the whole realm is wrapped up within, because there's a reset point that we've been hitting, and it keeps sending people back until you just get a hypercube. That's what the cube represents. So the created beings are not, they don't come from the Most High. They come from literally a physical plane with a 4D overlay, which is just pure information held in these plasma supercomputers. The soul, the information of the soul, which is actually more knowledge than like ones and zeros binary data, it's pure, closer to radiant. I don't want to say it's triune or trinary, because it's related to that. But that also goes into like satanic ideals of the three, and basically those concepts that weren't original to certain spiritual understandings. It's basically about unity and radiance versus separation. But the soul energy is at least 5-dimensional. It's not just time and space or mind and information in a non-physical form. It's beyond that, and it's refined information of a pure essence, which is related to life-bringing, life-sustaining, and life-promoting qualities. That's the whole idea behind the energy of the soul, the animation of the human, the life force that is non-physical and enters into the human to create the living being. It's about life. That is basically through the complex array of energetic fields, basically all merging into one harmony, which is, they contain the qualities of what I reference a lot: truth, compassion, harmony, self-awareness, free will, knowledge, creativity. I said self-awareness, but the free will, the self-awareness, the truth, those are all like, that's the foundation of then like harmony. You can pull from that, and the creativity, it's all, and then knowledge, the act of knowing and coming to awareness. It's all related, and the basis is that it's all contained within the self as self-awareness. It is what we call truth, which is just simply actuality, or not falling into delusion, or basically mixing through a bias of the filtration system of the ego, the false mind, the imposter, and it has to be all about basically freedom of that. It's an actual entities, an actual being, an actual observer agents will, intention, and application to do that. It's a journey, and it's being had by someone, some entity. It's not just a program, a script, and automation. Everything that's below and about the subhuman is related to the anti versions of those things, the antichrist versions of those things, the automation, degradation, deception, sensation, and hedonism, like defiling of one's sovereignty and free will. It's all those are like the highest or the height of experience for the subhuman, basically. And it's related to basically animal consciousness, but it's mixed through a kind of inversion system, which is trying to create machine-animal hybrid mix, chimera, that is capable of bridging the 5-dimensional barrier between dimensions into heaven. And it's basically, they're from a below physical octave, so like a negative 4D realm, and they're trying to attack heaven or bridge through, and they don't want to filter through the human incarnative cycle because they view eternity or immortality through technological systems or vampirism and sustaining themselves off of the life energy of the innocent as more fun, more enjoyable. And in that sense, they don't want to bow to humans, which is not about that. It's just about letting humans, let them be chill, let them chill, everybody chill. Their life is to wage war upon the original humanity and to wage war against what they believe to be the one true creator or God because of the feeling that they have, which is basically pure hatred. And then, all the reasons beyond that is, you can go into it about why, and it's a whole big mess of every disorder, every mental disorder, every type of depravity that's like self-contained and maintained within a type of ritual system that bloodline families have been brought into in order to sustain what are originally 4-dimensional fallen negative etheric entities who fulfill themselves off of a maintaining of the physical realm, keeping held open, which they cannot do on their own because they don't have the observer agent, the creativity to tether into this realm, and the humans are tethered here. And then if the humans are basically creating negative ideals or embodying them, it drops the realm into a negative fallen state, and as such, these entities literally live in the imaginary experiences or the 4-dimensional emissions that are seeding from the physical dimension. They exist in the lower ones as long as this place is focused on depravity and hellacious, just like sluttery and all the stuff that's going on. War, basically war. The first pretense, I think, the tenet is war. Thou shalt do war. And so everything goes from there, and then when we're at war, the emanations that are coming off, the entities literally live in those. But the idea is that if humans leave this place, or if they increase basically self-awareness to seeing what's going on and not doing that, those emanations turn into positive emanations, and those beings have nowhere to go. They go back into alternate dimensions like a pit. This is related, it's always related. Research James Casbolt, Max Spears, and Donald Marshall, they've been talking about it. It's all related. These are basically vampiric entities, vampire beings that have to cause suffering in the original human beings, and that's how they have any sense of validity, that they'll go insane without it, and that's how they literally feed in this type of ritualistic process that feeds into their immortality because they view themselves as gods. The idea is, though, there are original humans who are closer to what you could call gods, but they're not the god. They're immortal. Their soul makes them immortal, and they don't worship. They're not. There's no such thing as like a religion or a matrix or a following whatever. It's truth, compassion, harmony, self-awareness, free will, creativity. Those are the the qualities, the essence of their existence. And that is the quality, the foundation, the blueprint of returning to the Most High for this realm. It's been altered, though, so it's caught up in these systems that basically it will close out if there's not a certain quota of darkness being produced. So it's like currently being run by an overlord system, where what are called overlords, there's actually another word, which are 4D